You can deal with the Arc Warden. One hero that's fell out of meta completely. Now the Team Nigma have banned out the Spectre. They're expecting the same.
team fights where they can reset multiple times.
And the odds are going to be in favor of Team Nigma as well, but this isn't necessarily a story of the numbers. It's going to be exactly what the guys have started to illustrate. This is really going to be one about who can set the tempo. Is Team Nigma going to be able to get in these drawn-out situations? Are they going to be able to have the drawn-out team fights? Are we going to see a very aggressive start coming out from Alliance? Are they going to be able to take control of these lanes? Are they going to be able to snowball that into a win before Arc Warden comes online? I would love to talk about it more, but we are about to start one of the most hyped matchups of the day. Let's jump on over to the casters.
Prepare yourselves for the main event.
Normally.
After eliminating Evil Geniuses, Alliance is now going to desecrate the corpse a little bit by taking the Storm Spirit and seeing if they can win the same number of games that Evil Geniuses did, which was just one, with a single game, which is now. They haven't played it before, and apparently they thought this was the time. 1-2. Storm Spirit. I can't, Jake. I can't. Like, why do people keep on, like, why do people be like, well, this zero's at 20%, 27% win rate. Let me just first.
Let's relax. Let's chill. Okay. I'm sure they have a plan. They second picked it. There's some bait happening here.
Yeah. Is the support Storm Spirit? Is that what you mean?
Maybe. Who knows? They've got some. There's something going on. It's not support Storm Spirit. But, you know, there's something going on here.
That sounded like a better plan.
Where, with this draft, the Storm is going to work. Okay. They've got the pickoffs. They don't have the team fight. I think if they team fight into Nigma, it's looking really rough.
Yeah,
but they have fantastic pickoff and great laning.
It looks like they will lose every single 5-on-5 team fight to me.
I don't know how you can beat this lineup from Nigma in a team fight. You have to have some crazy item advantage.
Supernova, Tombstone.
Yeah. Dragon Knight.
Two big things out in front. A Dragon Knight, big old tanky hero with a stun out in front. Necrophos is around, you know, he's in the area. And all the way in the back, there's an Arc Warden slamming into you. So that is something that, well, we need the Storm Spirit to have a good game because he is going to be the one trying to deal with that Arc Warden. And it all starts off in the laning phase, I suppose.
Great death ball. If they do want to have that Arc Warden just farming up. Solo Morphling. He's got a Chen, but Chen is indeed blocking the camp.
Yeah, I was a bit curious. Alliance, it looked like they really wanted to get the lane matchup that I'm not sure what lane matchup they wanted here, but they do have Chen and Nature's Prophet, so they should be able to freely get whatever lane matchup they want at the end of the day, right?
Chen and Nature's Prophet, yeah, I think.
I mean, you just teleport to the side lane, they follow you,
yeah,
you TP back.
Pretty easy. I think both heroes will do fine too against either side lane, just slightly better, slightly favoring to have the Morphling versus the DK. It's just a free farm lane, guaranteed. You don't risk having that Necro +1 maybe do well in the lane. But I think the Morphling was a really good pick here.
Why is that?
Just doesn't care about any of the Nigma heroes. You can kill the structures that are put on the ground, magic damage to kill the Necrophos. You can jump the Arc Warden, magic damage to kill the DK, who has such high armor.
It's gonna care a little bit about the Necrophos, right?
It's an interesting matchup because you hear Necro players say that this is like a Necro favored matchup because you have the Reaper Scythe, obviously to you know, deal with that fact that Morphling's always sitting at low HP with that Strength Morph. But then on the other side of things, you have this Necro who will be amplifying magic damage against himself, and you can just burst him down with that Morphling. You can also just steal Necro and get the same effect on him with the Heartstopper aura. Quite a nice hero to steal.
So in which case we're likely going to be seeing this Necrophos at least build into a hood. I'd say bare minimum.
Certainly, yeah, 100%.
Just in case the Morphling does go for that kind of shotgun build. Do you think he is going to go in the shotgun build or more of a right-click sort of Scotty build, or what do you think?
I think we'll probably see him go shotgun. I just feel like the magic damage is great in this game, and they have a Nature's Prophet to go some sort of pseudo right-click build. Storm will probably go for some extra magic damage, but I think that's what they need on Alliance. Like, I think they need this magic damage between these two heroes. There's just a lot of physical resistance on Nigma.
Trying to interrupt the pull as much as possible. Looks like the Dragon Knight's doing really, really, really well.
Yeah.
They did not want the Morphling into the Necrophos, I presume. I think that's the bad matchup, right? So this is the matchup they're supposed to want. And it looks pretty bope.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, what surprises me more is like how few last hits Morphling has. I mean, I should say. Maybe there's been some pulling that's going on that's bringing his last hits down. I doubt that we're seeing like Dragon Knight out-trade the Morphling or anything like that. Morph can never die here. I would imagine this is just not being able to deal with that easy camp pull. This is the problem with doing an aggro lane with a carry. It's like a carry usually has that easy camp to work with and a supporter's pulling it, but in the off lane.
Oh, nice opportunity here from Limp. Pulls him back in, gets a decent amount of damage to Miracle. Showing that he's got a little offense in this mostly defensive lane where Storm Spirit's just trying to live and hit creeps and get to level 6.
It's true. The one nice thing about Storm, though, is that you do stand on the creeps a lot because you want to put your remnants down. Like, you're totally cool with just standing on the creep wave, and so Arc Warden can't really use his Q that effectively on you.
He finally shows up, blocks him in with the sprouts here. Armen's going to have to go straight up. Weehaw is down to fight this a little bit, but he's taking a lot of damage. The Soul Rip will heal him back up here, but being blocked so well by the tree. It's really well done by S4 right now, and Weehaw should be dying here. As they're going to say one step ahead, no way. They barely missed out on the first blood here. And it looks like they may actually get second blood.
Those treant blocks.
He is so good. S4.
He used the same treants to block the next guy.
Yeah,
that is nuts. Sometimes you play this hero and it feels like he's got a stun between the Sprout and the treant blocks. And there was no W ability on the Necro. He has no way to prevent that physical damage currently because he's only level 3.
Yeah.
Great timing.
Gonna come in. Nico Baby, very, very slow damage. So as you were saying, Morphling doesn't really care about most of this. It's only the Reaper Scythe, which we don't have it. Here's our first blood, which Nigma barely managed to snatch away from Alliance, who were just about to get that kill. Bottom lane back in the game where Lim picks up level 6 and immediately kills Miracle.
Yeah, that's the most important kill that we've seen so far. And this is the hero anytime there's an Arc Warden in the game.
Nico Baby, ooh, that was a little close, but gets off the magic wand and Weehaw's dead.
He was on TV for 40 seconds. Oh
dear.
Man. Dude, Necro is not a hero that likes to walk to lanes. He's one of the slowest heroes in the game. And he's a hero that needs levels, too. Like, he needs to have a lane. He wants his lane to go well, or he feels miserable, man. He feels awful.
In under 60 seconds, S4 has gotten a kill in every single lane. In fact, they got the 2 kills bottom, helped get the kill mid, now kill stop.
Man, he has completely stepped up in the recent series that he's played with the 5-man vac walls in the previous game that we saw.
Yep.
And just such nice control of the laning phase here. As a level 5 natures too, he's not even waiting for that level 6. He's just realizing that with this Necrophos being level 3 still, like it's just this free opportunity to kill him over and over, and then you have an Arc Warden as well. Like, what does Arc Warden do to get away from a Nature's Prophet?
Hanskin's been left alone here in this bottom lane. They're going to pressure though. They do have a siege wagon coming in. S4 is going to make sure to help out. And it is level 6, so everybody better watch out, as those constant Wrath of Natures are going to be bouncing around the map.
You know, one interesting thing about this Necro Chen matchup is that you can get that Purge creep and you can take off Necro's W. So
yeah,
it's one of those things where sometimes it is a Necro favored lane in terms of carry matchup, but then you just purge him with the Chen and the Chen wins. Like Chen and Enchantress, these 2 heroes in particular, like they change so many of these carry offlaner matchups. With that being said, the lanes have been very strange, so it's hard to call this like a straight, you know, carry offlaner matchup when you have a Morphling playing in the offlane.
Sure.
Nice stack.
Yeah, he's got a very healthy stack here. Once again, the treant surrounding RMN. He knows he's gonna get locked in. He's trying to work around it as best as possible, but he just can't. Just can't, damn it.
I love how he does the full surround too with the trees. It's not just like putting them in front. He's also like attacking as well and putting them back so that way they surround so that you can't even juke to the left or to the right. Very nice micro from S4.
Mind Control finally gets his level 6, so we may see them start pressuring some towers.
Nico's got to get some space here, though. He is not enjoying being up here. It's not really the heroes that are the problem. It's the fact that he's just playing in the off lane. Like, this is not something a Morphling is particularly used to.
They're going to pull a Limp behind Weehaw. Clever move here from FNG that sets up a pretty easy kill. Even the Wrath of Nature just ensuring it. Nico Baby wanted the last hit because he's probably feeling a little poor right now. Doesn't get it though. Limp continues to extend a bit of a lead here. Lock jump in. Ninja snatch away that arcane rune. Pulls in Miracle. They're gonna manage to get this kill. And Limp, well, he's running a little bit low on mana here, so we're very likely to be run down. We do manage to kill the Tombstone, and S4 is getting out. So it's gonna be 2-for-1 trade-off.
4 heroes mid from Nigma, though. They kind of need to get some pressure off of this. I think they're probably going to pop the DK for him for this ulti. Make this 4-man rotation actually worth something.
That Vengelution pulling the creep wave off the tower, so Mind Control is going to have to take some tower hits.
Radiant's middle tower.
And the Storm Spirit will be back soon. You're going to TP and Venge into the tier 2 mid, and Storm Spirit's going to run out because he TP'd into mid lane earlier. S4 protecting himself there against the Spark Wraith with the Treants.
God, his micro has been on point this game. That's one of the places where you can make a huge impact on this hero. A huge difference in terms of gameplay. Big skill cap on that, as well as like where you TP. I think he's always been in the right place at the right time too. He's been active in basically every single gank.
Yeah, certainly. And he has been rewarded thus, being top net worth by a pretty decent margin, and his cores are beginning to eclipse the cores on the side of Nigma. So this is, all things are going very, very well for Alliance in this first 10 minutes of the game. But that is before we get that big team fight that we're talking about earlier on from Nigma. They just have this insane 5-man presence everywhere.
This is true, but the thing looking at the draft that concerned me was, for Nigma, I should say, is Alliance have these incredibly strong lanes. They can make these rotations, especially with the Chen pulling into the aggro lane. I think that was extremely smart that they did that with the Chen. And they have the items. They have items that I think, if they have a lead, they'll fight of Nigma.
Limp just will not leave Miracle alone when it comes to these power runes, and again, they bring him down. Again, Limp is out of mana and may actually be run down here by Nigma. Swap back here, a little bit more damage. They do manage to get that kill. Supernova's up, but he can't get it off. He gets stunned up and brought down. The Tombstone is going to play havoc here to the rest of Alliance, though, as they are stuck inside of that. Do they have a stun? They do. Dragon Tail will stop FNG from being able to TP out. That'll be 4 dead on the side of Alliance. So it looks like this time around, Miracle's like, boys, back me up on this one, because it's beginning to be a bit of a pattern that Alliance have cemented. Nico Baby turning into the Undying here to try and push back Mind Control and Aura in as they are trying to finish up the tower right now. You can just delay this. They might be able to catch something here as Limp is going to be able to get in there, pull back onto Mind Control. A good amount of damage. Aura still heal him up, but a committal from Nico Baby, and it's just enough damage to be able to get the kill with the help of Limp. He secures the last hit, and they prevent their mid tower from dying. Very smart play from Nico Baby.
Yeah, that was really nice. Just delaying for Limp to respawn. At this time in the game, you have to be careful about those early respawns, especially when there are towers still alive. Man, look at this double wave. How does this even happen? Where did this come from?
Entirely from FNG. FNG died, but he sent his creeps up there to collect the wave before it hit the tower.
Oh,
and then he pulled it over to the Storm Spirit. That is some baller support play right there.
They have 2 supports that can basically keep playing while they're dead. You got the Venge Illusion, you got the Chen creeps.
Trying to get their last hit on the tower. You see from S4 went for the deny, but they're forced away. Nigma will secure the first or second tier 1 tower of the game.
We've seen this in a few other games where the gold lead is relatively close. We saw Alliance do extremely well at the start of this early game, at the end of the laning phase and in the laning phase, but you have this tower advantage. You have 2 towers, so 2 big towers that open up the most area of the map. And now Alliance, the pressure is on them to make a move. They need to get this mid tower, they need to get this top tower.
All right, man. Don't think that Tombstone was worth laying out there, homie. He gives up a little extra gold. No big deal, though.
There is little.
But yeah, as you said, the net worth has evened out a lot, mostly because Nigma are using that 5-man presence, all that team fight to just bully Alliance and take some early towers. But
wait, am I crazy? Are they going Crest on 2 heroes? Is Hanskin getting a Medallion as well?
Maybe it's Medallion and Solar Crest.
I mean, yeah,
so that's not going to complete it, right?
Sure, that they stack, so
yeah.
you can definitely go for that.
Dire's bottom tower is in danger.
Pretty interesting idea. Maybe it is one of the best items for Revenge to have. Okay, drums. More auras.
Dire's middle tower
talked about their itemization or something yet. Maybe they'll adjust, I think, probably.
Not trying to catch FNG, instead catching the neutral creeps.
Nigma's doing a great job defending this mid tower. This is something they do a lot. Like they do not let this tower go down, especially if they have something like an Arc Warden, where you actually have this reason to delay the game for as long as humanly possible. Basically, if you go to the late game, Arc Warden will win, unless he gets caught out just like this.
Yep, so you get Miracle. He was having a good time using his Hand of Midas. He was getting way ahead of everybody, and then all of a sudden, the smoke gank strikes. It brings him down, and he is going to fall behind all of the cores of Alliance now. Jump forward, Limp. Dude, how does he keep doing this?
Every single room, they just snipes it.
He rolls in and snatches away the power runs for everybody. They do have a jump forward. You see that Hanskin use a swap in. They do have the Reaper Scythe on the Limp. It does a decent amount of damage, but clever move from Hanskin, swapped on the Storm Spirit illusion in order to get close enough to hit that magic missile. Sadly, it didn't result in a kill, but it was a cool play.
And the Chen heal, man, just totally buzz-killing that Necro ult. I think if that Scythe comes out, the game looks a little bleak for Alliance. Like, you do not want to lose kills at this point when the pressure is on you to take this slight net worth lead that you have, take this relatively even game and actually get a tower with it. You don't want to just get Scythed on your Storm like that. That certainly. That just delays too much.
3 Arc Wardens battling right now.
Radiant's courier has been
And the Courier as well, apparently.
Each brave
Easy money, that's a free bounty. 7 gold each, look at that.
They have the Dragonite coming over, but Alliance also has a wrap behind Miracle here. Limp makes his jump on in. They're going to try and finish him off with a magic missile. Miracle trying to protect himself underneath that magnetic field. Meanwhile, Nico Baby is able to easily get away from mind control and RMN. This is the difference. The Morphling is not scared of the heroes that rotate in. They don't have damage to threaten him. Meanwhile, this Arc Warden gets run over anytime Limp's around.
I gotta say, Alliance, we heard Hanskin kind of joking about banning the Arc Warden in the interview last night. It just kind of makes me think that they've prepared for this a lot, and they were debating it. Like, they wanted Nigma to pick this because they feel like they know how he plays. And it really feels like they do. They keep killing him. They keep doing these wraparounds. They keep doing these smoke plays into the triangle. It's like they're in Miracle's head.
Is this going to be enough? Weehaw does have the Guardian Greaves, so he's certainly fine. The quadruple range creeps from FNG, so he's really trying to bring down that tower. Instead of opting for neutrals, that would give him maybe a little bit of crowd control or something.
I'm impressed that Wee is the, well, he was until Miracle, I think, double minus, but Wee is keeping up in terms of farm. Like, his game looked really rough with those ganks from S4, the beautiful Treant blocks that we saw. But then somehow he just has Guardian Greaves right now. He's been like silently farming this whole time, taking the space.
RMN really doesn't have a whole lot of places to go. At the same time, Nigma is going to make a smoke move into a support as well. This one is going to be FNG.
He's a bit hard to kill, though.
Yeah, they're going to have to Reaper Scythe him. It does manage to bring him down, so he's dead for 48 seconds as a result.
I don't know if you ever feel good about Reaper Scything a Chen of all heroes.
No, certainly not.
I mean, once again, we've talked about it. He still has the army, right? He's totally cool with that. He doesn't even have the ult up, so he doesn't mind if he dies.
So you think this is where the Storm Spirit confidence came from Alliance? They said, okay, we know what Nigma's going to be doing. The best hero to play against, you know, this style is just going to be the Storm Spirit. Allow Nim to be able to have that mobility, get on top of Miracle every single time.
You know, maybe Storm has some mana issues. Maybe Storm doesn't do the best damage that we've seen from all of the spirits, but he is certainly the best backline jumping spirit that there is.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot just slink away on an Arc Warden against a Storm. If you somehow get away, you force yourself away, he keeps chasing. If Storm is on you, it's either you or him. Mortal Kombat. And that's exactly what you want against an Arc Warden.
That's exactly what you want from Limp. Because he's such a proficient, like, he's a really good laner, and he's one of those guys who's just a hero hunter, you know?
Yep.
He's so good at being able to just run around and kill people.
I think he's a guy that's really great mechanically too. So you give him a hero like Storm Spirit where you have to instinctively know like how much mana you have left and where you can zip with it. Like, I would 100% trust Limp to know this better than most pro
Swap
players.
back in into Weehaw here. Still has Guardian Grease to protect himself, but he may not be able to get it on. The Soul Rip comes in. A full heal on out. Now Supernova right in front of S4, though, so it's very quickly dealt with here. The Tombstone's still out. Never mind, Hanskin does manage to deal with that. They're laying damage into Nico Baby, but it feels like it's all for naught. He turns into an Undying, quickly drops a Tombstone of his own. Nico Baby getting a little bit low, but you can see the numbers are dwindling here from Nigma. All of their damage, Jenkins, was aimed at that Morphling. And it wasn't even like that close.
Yeah, and then he steals the Tombstone as well and just becomes a better Undying. I totally forgot about that counter, man. That's such a strong counter pick to this hero.
Weehaw bump back a little bit, still has the Reaper Sight to work with, but Nico Baby healed himself up to half health. Miracle, he's going to be pulled back into his doom here as the Alliance Ball continues to roll over Nigma here. All that team fight, man, and it did not pay out at all. They popped the Supernova, they popped the Tombstone, they were fighting with Dragon Knight's ultimate. The only thing they were missing was, where was that Reaper Sight?
The problem is the Chen. The Chen is keeping everybody so high HP that the Reaper Scythe is not enough to burst.
Yeah.
And if you can't burst a Storm, if you can't burst a Morphling, even a Nature's Prophet, if you can't burst these heroes, they just get out. They're fine. Like, they have to die from the actual Reaper Scythe. But the Chen is keeping them all alive. So the question is, like, do you focus the Chen? Is it a good... Is that a good teamfight tactic in general to blow up a Chen first? I mean, I suppose when he has all the heals, it's just a hard decision to make.
Orchid with the extra damage there. GH will die, and Limp still got the mana to work with. Yeah, he's calling for teleportation. It's going to be Mind Control TPing in. He heals himself up as much as possible. Mind Control's now here with a stun, but Nico Baby, he's going to join him. Turns into a Dragon Knight, immediately Dragon Tails up the Dragon Knight himself and takes him down. Now they can keep hunting underneath the tower. RMN and Weehaw, they're just going to be hiding here. They spot him with a Sprout, but they don't get the swap off in time. They will take this tower, and S4, he's not going to let RMN get away. That's Solar Crest, allowing him to do so much damage. And there it is, Nico Baby. Waveforms on in, finishes off the kill. They get the Tombstone Gold as well as the tower bounty.
Man, look at those odds. That's just for map 1, too. Looks like somebody's probably making a hefty dollar off of this one.
Yeah.
This is...
I would disagree with those odds slightly, but I would say Nigma was favored in this series going into it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they just slaughtered EG, right? It was EG, right? Who did they just play?
Dire are scanning.
They played Liquid, right?
It was so late. I was
21-9, 5,000 net worth lead. We're gonna just go over that real quickly.
I think it was Liquid.
Yeah, because Alliance beat EG, right? Last night we were passing that.
You're right.
Yeah. I'd be doubting myself. My whole intro was about that.
It was a long day yesterday, man. Let me tell you.
A 5-man smoke up. Here we go. Weehaw, they're gonna lead on. Oh, he's already morphed into Strike. That's not good. If they can get off the Reaper Sight, be okay, but he's been orking it up. The Necrophos doesn't manage to get anything off. There's the Reaper Sight, but they need to be able to slow down these heroes. Alliance just on the run. The Reaper Sight finally does catch. It gains hold and grabs S4 and brings him down to the grave. 70 seconds for him. All of that, though, for a single kill. I mean, at least it was a victory last time. That same fight went very poorly for Nigma.
I would love to see how much the Undying amplification helped the Scythe there. I would imagine it helped quite a bit. Like, it looked like S4 wasn't within Scythe range for a level 2 Scythe, but because of the Undying amplifying that by, like, what, 30% at this point? I mean, that's enough to... Maybe he could have actually scythed people in these previous fights with the Undying amplification helping out and actually killing people from like above 60%.
Sure.
It seemed like a lot of damage that he just took there.
Nico Baby with the double damage. I'll just quickly deal with this Tempest double. It's free money. 240 gold of which I would love to see. I know production probably doesn't have this, but how much Tombstone, Tempest double, like all of that stuff. How much extra gold they've gotten out of this stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot this game. We've seen the Tombstone die quite a few times.
Smoke's going to break here. Looking to be able to jump anybody they can. It's going to be RMN because Mind Control was a little bit faster there with a Blink Dagger, so he was able to get out despite being orchided. So a very small loss. They're going to ping Roshan here, and yeah, with the rest of this double damage, only a second or two of it, but they're going to try and chip away.
And they don't have minus armor. I mean,
yeah.
Real quickly, you have to react fast if you're Nigma.
They're going to be able to jump on FNG really quickly. This heal has been very problematic for them, but they couldn't actually get him. Swap back there from Hanskin keeps him alive, and he's even keeping himself alive a little bit with the stick, but eventually he does die. FNG grabbing a Centaur here, trying to get into position to get a stun off somewhere. Does manage to get a two-man stun while Limp enters back into the team fight. Straight on to Miracle here. Miracle's a little bit low with the Orchid. He does manage to finish him off. The Supernova is going to explode, getting stun onto Limp. Limp is going to be Reaper Sight as well. Not quite enough damage to finish off the kill, but he gets it in the end. Now, Nico Baby going straight for GH as he's currently meteor hammering over the top of the tombstone. As for Nico Baby, finish that off, and now they're going to try and catch some more with the teleport aggressively in, looking for the Sprout, catches RMN. RMN still not having a way to be able to cut through these damn trees, is caught time and time again.
You still have your Natures alive too with the Solar Crest. You've got your Venge respawning. You have all the minus armor in the world to finish this Roche.
And that's when GH is going for the steal. Yeah. Sunray gives it the vision, sees it's low. And then Nico Baby's not hitting it because he wants GH to be wrong about his timing when he dives in. And he is. He's already committed it. Does the Meteor Hammer. Okay. Can't jump in any longer unless Mind Control tries to grab it. Mind Control stunned up. Dragon Tail on it. But Roshan's not dying fast enough. He gets it. Mind Control grabs the Aegis and he slowly waddles away with it. He'll eventually fall over, but Alliance.
He's got a blink.
Can they commit for him? No. Wave of Terror over the top prevents the blink. Nico Baby goes right into this jungle area. Weehaw fighting back with Mind Control here. Nico Baby's in pretty deep, trying to go for GH on the Phoenix. Turns his damage onto Mind Control. So much damage there. The Guardian Grease, the Soul Rift, so many heals coming out from Nigma. Trying to keep everybody alive. The Orc got a little bit more damage, and GH does finally go down. Hanskin looking for these swaps back. Couldn't quite get the animation off, so he will back away, as will the rest of Alliance.
I can't believe Alliance baited it for so long and still Mind Control's able to get it. They just couldn't finish off the Roche in the stolen DK stun from the Morphling onto Mind Control. Man, that is a timing that you do not want to miss as Alliance. I mean, of course, you still have this 6k gold lead, but imagine how crazy Limp could go in the next fight with an Aegis on top of this.
Oh, yeah. The man's been going bananas with one life. You give him the second one.
Like, Miracle's just dead every time. If he's got an Aegis to work with, he's got nothing to fear.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, get them.
No.
Nepis double kills S4 for 7. Bro, 100 gold. How is he worth that much? What streak did he have? It doesn't say he claimed a streak, so. But I have to assume there's no way.
There's gotta be a streak. Yeah. Maybe it's like the clone killed him, so there's some weird interaction there. But
yeah.
Either way, it's a solo kill, so you always see a lot more gold for that. And I believe he gets the experience for that, right? Because it's shared between the clone and the main hero.
Mind Control. Gonna be dragon-tailed up here. But I believe his clone died first. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you're right. Pull back in. Weehaw trying to keep RMN alive here. Has the Reaper Sight. He can catch Limp here, but the Limp, he pops the BKB as soon as he goes down to half health. Weehaw still has a little bit of health to be able to work with, but it's not that much. Limp should be able to finish him off nice and easy, while Nico Baby looks to be able to track down Miracle. Limp all the way in. Had a regen rune, I believe, to work with in that fight. Catches him, pulls him back in. Nigma suffering loss after loss here. If he was not hit by the Fire Spirits, I believe he would have still had that regen going.
Yeah, 100%. I think GH probably dies. Man, killing the healers first in these fights seems to be going well for both teams. Like, if you can take out the Chen, if you can take out the Necrophos, there's just not enough sustain for the damage on either side. Obviously, more so Alliance, considering the gold lead that they have.
That felt like such a fragmented fight, though. I wonder how that happened from Nigma, just because. I mean, how half of them were underneath the tier 2 and the other half were too far away.
They didn't have a great formation there. Like, it's. I mean, I don't want to say they're rattled or something like that, but I think we've seen this in a game where they actually said that they were like chickens with their heads cut off.
Yeah.
Without with that Kuro where when they aren't in a very structured position, it's like, okay, well, Kuro would normally tell us exactly what we need to do here.
Daddy brings the discipline. And right now, they've got Mommy and RMN. So
right, exactly. It's like you can have sleepovers every night and eat all the chocolate and ice cream that you want.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, the kids are getting fat.
Maybe they're having more fun, but
it's not.
It was resulting in some
childhood obesity, for sure.
Yeah. We pops a Ghost Shroud, and there was so much magic damage. Now he's still going to be able to heal up the full. The problem is his team can't really bail him out. Goes for the Reaper Sight last second on the Limp because he's like, well, I might as well throw it down. But Limp does not take that much damage for it. GH, who completed a BKB just to try and deal with this. Nice net into Meteor Hammer combo. That will kill Hanskin. They're actually going to go back in here. They're going to go on to S4. Supernova finally going down. Nico Baby immediately jumps in, tries to deal with the egg. Do they have any protection for it whatsoever? Again and again and again, they just cannot seem to protect GH and his Supernova.
Yeah, usually you have some sort of like Tiny or Axe or whoever.
Where's the Venn diagram of the bubble? Dragon Tail in on his Storm Spirit as he jumps in. Now he'll get some kills for it. RMN actually barely surviving there, but nice reaction there from Mind Control, getting the instant stun onto Limp. Still, though, they have broken Nigma a bit, and they're going to be able to get some decent damage onto the tier 3. FNG is probably going to be left behind, though.
I mean, you technically maybe could TP here. Okay, or you can just die on RMN.
That works
too. Dude, Nico Baby.
Is Nico Baby really just too strong to contend with? This Scotty, I mean, it plays havoc with all of their heroes. They have so much heal going around, and you have a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, I mean, he's just looking like a god in this game, like play-wise too. I almost feel like he could be on any hero, and he would look like this. I suppose the early game was set up really nicely for him based on his hero, but I feel like he's just feeling himself right now. Like he just feels really good. Like this guy's instincts are killer right now.
Hype almost done for FNG. That'll be a significant reduction in damage from Nigma, where they're already suffering, doing enough damage to get somebody Reaper Scythed.
Glimmer Pipe, man. Like, that is so much magic resistance on whoever he puts those on. Yeah, that is really rough for the Egg, and all of the magic damage that Nigma have. It's basically all magic damage right now.
Seriously though, like, isn't the whole play here just like Venn diagram up the egg and
the problem though is like Alliance is doing such a good job at pressuring Miracle in every fight that he has to Venn diagram himself just to survive. Like he's Venn diagramming himself in the back line, and then the egg comes in and it's like, hello?
Yeah.
Am I alone here? Like GH, we see him do this sort of play all the time, and he usually works. His Phoenix looks fantastic all the time, but this is looking like some feeding. Edenix, if you will.
Clever.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's all I'll give you. Paladin Sword picked up for the Necrophos. That's a significant upgrade, no doubt, but he's in an upgrade that will save anybody here. BKB immediately goes off from GH.
He has a BKB.
Yeah,
I like that.
He's a golden fiery bird. They're going to try and play around this ward they have on the high ground here. Sunray going out. Trying to burn out some heroes with a Tucson on the high ground. I think Alliance are realizing this fight's going to be a little bit tough, especially with GH on the high ground. Underneath the magnetic field, Nico Baby still going for it. He does manage to take it down. Him and Limp combine forces to be able to take down both the supports nice and quick. Hanskin does die in the meantime, but Limp is bouncing back in, going for the Dragon Knight right now. The counter tombstone is doing so much work on the low ground. Mind Control trying to deal with it. He finally does manage to get it, but still, it is doing too much work. Now Limp and Nico Baby inside of the field, going for Miracle, knocks him up to the high ground. The high ground misses, will not, okay, never mind. No, they got him. They got him, and they'll stop Weehaw from being able to TP out too.
Man, if that team fight doesn't go well for you, for Nigma, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
That egg on the high ground with the Arc Warden bubble 2 on the cliff, the ward, actually they had 2 wards, actually 3 wards if you count the other team's wards.
I think the bubble barely missed him.
You think so?
Yeah, because I was watching Nico Baby from the low ground to the left hit him. So he definitely wasn't in the bubble. Yeah, it was working. So they must have barely missed it.
Does Nico Baby have MKB? No, he doesn't. Okay. Yeah. I think S4 does have an MKB though. And he was slamming some things up the high ground too.
I mean, this is just rough. I don't think they can use Reaper Scythe on anybody else but Nico Baby, because it's very clear that he has free reign of these team fights, which means he will just eventually win them. unless they have that counter.
I think you're right. We've seen it about 6 times in a row now. It's Nico versus the world at the end, and then Nico wins. No, you're 100% right. I think that is exactly what you need to figure out in this game as a Necro player is you know, sometimes you're just scything, sometimes you can just scythe a random guy in a fight and you're going to win, or maybe a support. Sometimes the way that you play the fight changes during the game, and I think...
Like the mid-engagement, where he gets gone on, totally understand. Throw the Reaper Sight because you're going to die, but he was the last one alive in that fight. And you could see, because Reaper Sight was used on S4, I'm guessing, that it was just like, Nico was like, oh, okay, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to hit you.
Especially because S4, like, technically, you know, he could just buy back and then TP in, right? And that's
sure.
No skin off of S4's back. He's cool with that. So I think you're right. It's becoming more and more clear as this game progresses what the team fight priority needs to be for Wii. And it's more important for him to do that because Nico is so huge and they're having such issues with him. Maybe if this game is, you know, 5k gold lead for Alliance only, it's different. Maybe they have some silence on Miracle, maybe they have a Sheep, maybe just the stun on DK is enough. But like in this particular situation, you 100% have to scythe Nico, and then once he has an Aegis, once he has like a Lincoln Sphere, maybe there just isn't a way. Maybe you need to do some crazy backline jumping, impossible team fight to win. They must have seen this with how they're playing.
Yeah.
They have no words. They just...
I mean, they've got treants all over the place, and they had that treant that was in the ancient camp.
Maybe it caught like the animation. Sometimes you can see the animation.
Yeah. Either way, there's just like no heroes showing anywhere from all those treants. So
yeah, you get a gut feeling. It's like, what if they're not in their triangle in a 12k gold deficit? Like, where the hell are they?
I think they've got BKB on Mind Control and Scotty on Miracle, so those are really big upgrades. Oh, Nor on the high ground, swap back, and down in the low ground. Miracle's in big time trouble now. Tries to put himself up against the cliff with the bubble hanging out. It's actually pretty decent until Nico Baby jumps inside the bubble to be able to finish off Miracle. He's now dead. His Tempest double is still up and putting out some damage with a swap back in over to the high ground to get those Morphling out of the area. Make sure he's not going to get Reaper Sight just yet. Nico Baby going back in, still has his, no, he actually used his BKB. Lip actually getting stunned up. That's an unfortunate situation. They use a Reaper Sight on him. All that magic resistance to prevent the extra death timer, but Limp still dies. He's immediately going to buy back. He sees this as an opportunity to be able to wipe out Nigma. See if they can actually just finish him off right here and now and take this game 1. They're going to bring down Mind Control. Weeha's not going to be able to TP out. Those 2 heroes with no buyback RMN also going to be caught as he tried to TP away. And there you have it. That's a free Roshan. That's a free high ground push. That is a lot of things for Alliance.
Yeah, no egg. He buys back, but he's no Tombstone, right? Like, he used it in that fight. That was, once again, another one of these situations. You're fighting on a high ground perfectly for Nigma. Like, the initiation from Alliance was great, but that's kind of where you want to fight if you're Nigma. Like, almost as if they were baiting it. And it still doesn't go well, so what do you do? Oh, they're going to go straight to the force. Force everything out of them.
Again, Nico Baby with those killer instincts, that doesn't apply just to heroes. That applies to closing out the game as well. Goes to the back lines, hits GH with the stun, turns into an undying real quickly, DKs them up before he gets the kill onto the Phoenix. Meanwhile, Weeha's just being kited around while the rest of the team focuses on the tier 4s. Throne is exposed. BKB is up on Nico Baby, jumps to the other side of things and completely ignores Miracle. Miracle gets out the magnetic field, trying to protect this throne, and it's very difficult to get inside of it. So Nico Baby, he's going to have a hard time with this. Jumps to the other side, but you can still see it. The bubble perfectly matches the throne AoE, and they're just wasting all of their time. Finally, the magnetic fields are down. They're going to focus on the throne. They should be able to finish up, and one more, a little bit more. They're jumping back and forth, trying to finish it up, and some goes off on the Morphling. They might actually be able to hold this a little bit longer. FNG has 4 with the second line. He's swinging on the magnetic field. It's going to run out eventually, but the Supernova, it explodes on him. Another buyback. Nico Baby, he has to go for it. It's all him, all the diebacks. He needs all of them. He's got a second one coming up too. He's stunned up. They make just a full dieback. He's actually going to do it. Oh my God, the throne stays alive. S4 spot back. He's TPing it. He's TPing it. He's hitting the throne, but it's healed up. He's dead. There's the diebacks. They've all bought back. They've all diebacked.
What? What the fuck? What happened? Alliance?
Look at my control.
Oh.
Got him.
Oh no. should.
And the game will continue.
If they lose this, they should just lose the whole series. I don't know how you come back from that.
Great job by Miracle. Keeping up those bubbles. Okay, you've got 70 seconds. Nigma cannot end the game.
Its middle tower is
I don't think they can end the game. Or they're gonna end up in some really weird trying to hit the Ancient while also getting attacked by a bunch of supports. I mean, maybe they're gonna go for it. They're making this rapid move from tier 2. Let's see if they hit the tier 3 and immediately go for tier 4s. They are. Okay. The glyph goes down before they even hit tier 4 categories, so this is not bad, but still 15 seconds for the Storm Spear. This is gonna be a close call. Everyone inside the bubble to increase that attack speed. Lay out the Tombstone nice and early. They're gonna turn around and see if they can deal with FNG, who's trying to cut the wave right now. The range creep, he's actually trying to grab the rest of the creeps and take them out, but his tier 4's already down, going for the throne. They do have the Meteor Hand with the little extra hit. Storm Spear's coming back up, but they don't have a way to protect the Ancient. They don't have that same kind of bubble. This is going to be Miracle on the Void sticking it for Nigma.
Oh my god.
Oh, never say die, Jenkins. God damn.